Our second speaker of the evening is Jamie Croland. And his
now
topic,
you turn the air conditioner on. Excuse me.
Our second speaker is Jamie Croland, and his speech is, "It's not lonely at the top." As a certified business coach, Jamie knows that the two heads are better than one, and successful people don't try to do it themselves. They surround themselves with talent that can complement their strengths and weaknesses. Please join me in welcoming Jamie Croland for his fifth speech, "It's Not Lonely at the Top."
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, I have a question for you. Is it better to be independent or interdependent? Good answer. See, we all start off as babies, completely dependent. And then we start to grow, and our goal is to get our own place, make our own money, become independent. But to achieve true human greatness, to have great achievements, you need interdependence. You need to work in groups. You need to work with other people that you can rely on to accomplish things that you could never accomplish alone. As a certified coach, it always amazes me that the people who need me the least hire me the most. These are people who are already successful, but they want to go from good to great. They want to go from better to best. They know that to really get to the level they want to go to, they need to have somebody that they can co-create with and collaborate with. And who you take on your journey to get to the top is probably the most important thing. Allow me to illustrate my point by telling you one of my favorite stories of teamwork and determination and perseverance. Does anybody know what the highest peak on Earth is?
Everest.
Mount Everest. Mount Everest, on the border of Nepal and Tibet, 29,035 feet. And to put this in perspective, this is the altitude that most jumbo jets will cruise at. Who was the first to climb Mount Everest?
Hillary.
Yep. That's right, that's right. Sir Edmund Hillary, a bee farmer from New Zealand who climbed it on May 29th, 1953. However, that's in the history books. Those are on the records. But other people say that somebody else was there first. People say there a man named George Mallory from Great Britain was the first to do it. George Mallory did something, though, or did not do something that Hillary did. Does anybody know what that is?
Came back down.
Come back down. Well, that's not exactly true. He actually did come down 75 years later. His remains came down in 1999, down from the mountain. So he did get down, but not all the way. In fact, George Mallory was seen 700 feet from the summit last time he was seen alive. There may be several reasons why Hillary made it and Mallory didn't. Some might say it was better equipment, it was better maps, better weather. I believe it's who they chose on their journey. See, George Mallory chose a friend and a fellow Brit named Andrew Irvine, who's an experienced climber, but obviously not experienced enough, right? Sir Edmund Hillary, on the other hand, took a Nepalese Sherpa named Tenzing Norgay. A Sherpa is a local guide that mountain climbers like to bring because they know the terrain. They've been to almost to the top many times, so they know the spots to stay away from. They know the proper routes. They're also used to climbing in low altitude, and high altitude and low oxygen levels. Norgay proved his worth. A lot of people don't know this, but Sir Edmund Hillary almost died during this climb. The altitude was high, he was getting altitude sickness, he was a little delusional, and he leaned over and missed what he was grabbing for, and a big ice fall happens. So he's falling down, and he's coming down quick, and Norgay grabs his ice pick rams it into the side of the mountain, hits his rope, ties it around, and stops his fall. So having the right Sherpa may make sense, right? It was thought to be impossible to get to the top of Mount Everest because the altitude, the lack of oxygen, the freezing weather that caused extreme frostbites. Many climbers would even lose limbs due to this frostbite. They had 100-mile-per-hour winds, and with such cold air that it would shut down a human's brain and lung functions. And that may be true because many tried to get to the top, but many died. It took Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay 7 weeks to get to the summit. And when they got to the top, they only had 15 minutes to celebrate at the top of the world because their oxygen levels were so low. But they hugged, they started taking pictures, and they celebrated. Hillary takes a crucifix that he brought with him and plants it at the top, closest point to heaven. Norgay takes a bunch of chocolate and lollipops and he buries them under the snow as a tribute to the Buddhist gods before they made their way back down. Now, your goal may not be to climb Mount Everest. Your Everest may be to run a marathon. It may be to build your law practice. It may be to lose 20 pounds or build relationships. Regardless of what your Everest is, I have one question for you. Who's your Sherpa? Do you have a coach, a partner, a colleague, a mentor who can help you maximize your potential and achieve your human greatness? No matter how good you are or how good you think you are, there's always someone who can help you achieve the next highest level of success. Interdependence. It's a good thing. Take it from Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. It's not lonely at the top. Thank you.